Hello Reddit, have you ever wanted a Jammer run like this SIG P226 EDP, the Cupcake Guy Special? Well, I am going to tell you where you can find one. If you do not like the video, you are gay. Greetings and salutations, Reddit. It is I, Austin, of the Underwater Lesbian Dance Theory channel, and today we are going to be talking about something that I think is kind of glossed over as it pertains to surplus guns, and that's going to be police surplus pistols, firearms, all that fun stuff. Maybe you are a young guy looking to find a good enough pistol, but you fit this criteria.
Leave me alone!
You're broke! You're fucking broke!
And your main options, as far as you know, are like PSA daggers or Taurus G2C, perhaps a High Point. I'm going to show you a couple good deals, like this P226 in 9mm, and no, it's not a double action only. And I was able to get this for almost $400 flat. It came out to like 410 bucks. People who know that this is, first of all, the last good pistol SIG made, you know those guns new are not cheap. So I'm going to give you a couple of other examples that you can go and look for that are reputable firearms, and while they might have some wear, they're definitely worth the money. Or maybe you're somebody who likes the idea of collecting police guns and you get the little markadoodles here, the little gemeralds that you can show to your wife's boyfriend. So the first two places to look, okay, we're going to go to the first one, local shops, and I know that's going to sound really vague, but most of the gun shops I've gone to, and this is where I got this particular firearm, actually have LE trade-in deals. So before I even get into the online stuff, please go check out your local pawn shops, stores, whatever. You'll be surprised what you will find. So the online stuff. There is a grading criteria to these, kind of not unlike a Royal Tiger Imports kind of grading system, if you will. Put it right there. Now, just something to keep in mind, these are police guns. They're not 100-year-old rifles that were maybe used by an Ethiopian as a fence post. So they're probably not going to be that, there's not going to be like guns that are like super bad quality. Okay, P320s. Okay, and say what you will about the P320. I personally don't really care for the P320, but they are typically around the $500 to $600 price point. These are like $400 flat. There's ones that are $350 flat. Okay, you have Glocks. There's a lot of Glocks out there, and I'm not talking about 40. I'll get into 40 in a minute. There are a lot of Gen 2s and Gen 4s that are around the $350 mark, if not less. Now compare that to a PSA dagger or whatever else you were going to get. That firearm, while it might have some wear, is going to be a lot more, let's just say, quality in comparison, and you're basically paying the price of a full-size PSA dagger after shipping and all that. A lot of M&P guns, 9mm, 45, 40 of course, and all the 40 guns, by the way, regardless of manufacturer, for the most part, unless it is a P226, because there's a lot of 40 caliber P226s out there, that's not what this is, that are around the $450 mark, but all that other stuff I just mentioned, around $300 to $250, okay? If you don't mind 40, there is a ton of 40 caliber law enforcement trade-ins that are just really good deals. Like a Glock, whatever model is in 40, for like 270 bucks. I mean, if that's a Glock for 270 bucks at the end of the day. I think that's an excellent, excellent deal. And it doesn't just stop at pistols. There are AR-15s that are trade-ins. I even found a High Point carbine that was somehow a law enforcement trade-in. Shotguns, that's the other one. The SBS shotguns. You have a lot of police 870 Magnums that are, SBSs, but they're about $320. And again, some of these firearms are older, so they're not going to have the fancy schmancy all the details like the actual light rail or an optics cut or whatever. But I mean, quality firearms for a really good price point. It may not be military surplus, but it is surplus, and I think it's one of the last real good deals out there to where you get you get real value out of a surplus deal. Like if you want to buy a Ruger AR-15 new, you could get one that's probably not been shot all that much for, less. It's like $500, okay, for a completed one. So, do with that information what you will. There are some good deals to be had from the law enforcement trade-in stuff, and I hope to see stuff like Mini 14s come in from the corrections departments with the government barrels. There is still law enforcement stuff that will probably hit the market sooner or later, and I hope to see it. I think that's going to be our generation's. I mean, nothing's ever going to be like the heyday of Milsurp, but maybe that's the gift that our generation is given as we get the police surplus stuff. So here's to hoping. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. This is Austin of the Lesbian Basket Weaving channel, and I will see you in the next one. Later!